Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?
The World Wrestling Federation, for over 50 years, the revolutionary force in sports entertainment.
Oh, it's live, Hal.
We're really glad that you're our friend, and this is a friendship that'll never, ever end.
Everybody three, count 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Or maybe The Rock has got to beat Triple H himself, which means he's got to beat the game in the middle of the ring. And he has a $2 for a wife.
You're too damn selfish, and that's why you're sitting there with a bad leg, and that's why I kicked your leg out of your leg.
You guys talk about being students of the game. I am the game, JR.
3 ain't enough now, I need 5. Welcome in Jim, Ryan, Matt, Tim, and intern Mark.
Oh my goodness, what am I do? There's a 1, there's a 2. Oh,
Wow.
Well, you can take that brass ring and shove it up your ass.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 3 Count Thursday. We are live on Facebook.com/3 Count Thursday. It is Thursday nights, February the 18th, 2021. We are still the podcast of the millennium. We hope you are enjoying your week and you give this video a like and a share. We'd appreciate that. Make sure you go to 3countthursday.com. That is our homepage. You'll find our social media links, our merchandise at whatamaneuver.net.
What a maneuver!
All 3 designs. Yes, that's 3 designs because of the
I'm a sausage guy.
line of merchandise that's up there now, as well as the other 2. You can go to our Patreon page, patreon.com/3 Count Thursday, our home network, of course. NGSC Sports at ngscsports.com, and we stream daily. Ryan at leibsports.com. How would the people spell that one?
That's spelled LEEIB sports.com.
That is the one. So we hope everyone, like I said, is having a good night. If you're with us, give us a like and a share. We'd appreciate that. Get as many people in here as possible. We'll since you gave us that beautiful spelling of Leib Sports, we'll start with you.
How you doing?
Don't do that, Jim. I just got told about a question of the week moments before we went on air. And I'm trying to do my research right now. There's no communication in this podcast. It's unbelievable. This is the worst run thing than the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, I mean, I don't even think we're that poorly run, if we're being brutally honest about the situation. But yeah, definitely not great for you guys. Intern Mark,
How you doing?
Hi, boys. I'm doing really good. Real good. I discovered tonight that the remote for these little LED lights I have in the room, this remote also controls my Superbox channels. Isn't that exciting? So when I tried to flip it over to Swamp People, the colors in here changed. See that?
look at that. I got the color changing lights too. That's amazing. We're in
something?
A wonderful, amazing world that we live in. Charlie in here with us, and from the parking lot of his wife's office. I hope you're there picking her up or something.
He slipped on ice. He couldn't get up. He's watching it on his phone.
He's just laying there.
That's dedication.
He's like, well,
thanks,
I live here now. Matt,
how you doing?
I'm doing well. Today was my Friday. I've got some new furniture coming tomorrow, so I took the day off. Not to help, I actually got movers this time, because the last time I tried to actually move furniture, I was sweating more than Shane McMahon on an episode of Raw.
The best in the world!
kicking us off. That's exciting. That is a way to start a podcast. That's how we get it done.
I hate to admit this, but I am so over that goddamn sound clip. It annoys me, I think, more than anybody else on this show right now. It's not great. Wow. I loved it. I can't stand hearing it anymore. The month of me not saying it broke me. I had a fever, and it's broken.
Well, if you can figure out a way to hack the soundboard and delete it, then it'll go away.
I don't even update my computers. How am I going to hack into something?
Well, first off, you should definitely be updating the computer because it's a new one.
The new one updates great.
Good.
Yeah,
it can do it automatically at this point, right?
It pretty much does.
Good. I'm just saying, I'm not going to take it off the board because until I hate it, which, I mean, let's be honest. So
it's a WWE thing, so it ain't going nowhere.
If you can hack the soundboard and you delete it, that's fine. Otherwise, it's gonna live on.
I mean, we can put that to a vote, and Ryan voted in favor of keeping it anyway. So
that is true. Ryan was one of the keep votes. So I think we put it up to an annual vote. So come January next.
Is it
year,
annual?
We'll put it up to a vote again, and maybe Ryan will come back on board by next January. Tim,
how you doing?
Good. And I'm doing well. Yeah, not a fan of the weather. I hate it, but it is what it is. Can't much change it myself. But I wish I could. Okay, so Charlie is picking up his wife and driving her home because of the weather. So he's not just
husband.
He hasn't fallen and can't get up, and he's not like just being there creepily.
It's weird. My wife's at work, so I'm in the parking lot.
Just like stalking his wife. Devin, welcome in. Scotty says, yes, congratulations to the new WWE champion, Kenny Omega. Oof, poor JR. Saw that clip last night.
It appears I was muted. All I said was I'm okay.
Tim's good.
I'm good.
But yeah, JR screw. I'm not gonna hammer on JR too hard because we've been in that chair ourselves and we've all said words.
When Papa's got a few Moscow mules in him, he kind of slips up and forgets where he works. So I was apparently at this place called AEW Dynamite. I don't know if you've heard it before, with great champions like Hikaru Shida and Kenny Omega, and those guys and gals, they're fantastic. But sometimes I have fever dreams that I'm back working for Vince, and I just say WWE, and everything's great.
Poor JR was nipping a little too much main event mustard before the show.
You can never nip too much main event mustard. I bet it goes real great with a whiz wit.
It might. It absolutely might.
Buy main event mustard?
Yeah, I think you can buy. I think you can buy it through his website now.
I think, or maybe ProWrestlingTees.com. I don't know.
Maybe I keep forgetting. I need to go on and buy some.
Well, you can go to my website jrsbbq.com, and you can buy my sauce, my jerkies, and my seasoning.
$8 a bottle.
You know,
$8.
You could also buy.
Does it give you a tugger too when it comes?
Now you could also buy for $31.
Why am I coming?
The family pack of the all-purpose seasoning barbecue sauce, the hot barbecue sauce, the main event mustard, and the chipotle ketchup. Which the chipotle ketchup is really great. It's a fresh take on American gravy. I don't know if you've heard of it.
So it's all of his sauces plus the seasoning for $32.
31, Big Jim.
Okay, well that's definitely a better deal.
From one gym to another, I think that's a fantastic family deal.
that is a fantastic deal. That's what if and when I make that purchase, I will definitely do the family box pack or whatever.
Oh no! Do not click on my jerky link. My jerky link has a 404 not found link.
Oh no!
So my jerky has gone away. But you can also buy my brand new book, Under the Black Hat, which is available now. It's a gift not only for my many lifelong fans, but for the new ones that are sure to find me.
Well, thank you, Jim. I appreciate
Yes, you're welcome.
JR, will you sign that, JR? Can you personalize it?
Let me see if I will actually. Yes, you can. You can get it personalized. But you cannot combine this with any food products. So you can't order my book Under the Black Hat and the family pack of my seasoning original barbecue sauce, hot barbecue sauce, chipotle ketchup, and of course the main event mustard, available only at jrsbbq.com.
Awesome.
Did I tell you that my book also comes with a bookmark?
A bookmark.
Yes, it comes
just
with
a piece of jerky,
and it comes with an exclusive collectible bookmark. That's what it says.
Oh, my JR, how much more does it cost me for you to shakily scribble the letters JR in the front? Fuck you, Jim.
Well,
in the front of this book?
Well, my signature that you can actually fully read every letter, thanks to my dear wife Janie. She taught me how to sign my name. She taught me that, and that signature is on the bookmark, so you can see it there. You can see all of the great work that my delightful Italian angel did for me.
Is that why you call ketchup sauce? Because she's Italian?
Well, it is a type of sauce, yes. But also, my seasoning is also.
You called it a gravy.
A sauce.
You called it a gravy.
I said it's American gravy, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because America, we put it on everything. We put it on meatloaf. We put it on potatoes. We put it on eggs.
Patrick Mahomes puts it on steak.
Patrick Mahomes is a piece of shit. I don't mean that, Captain. I don't mean that. I love you.
Is that your new team? Did you decide?
Where were you last Super Bowl?
Johnny Ace is a piece of shit.
The winner of the Super Bowl last year earned my fandom for a 1-year contract. That contract expired after the Super Bowl with the option for me to renew.
So are you renewing? Have you decided? Are you a free agent?
Thank you, Jim. You act like I don't pay attention to what happens on this show.
I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm back. I'm back.
I don't know.
I'm not a Colts fan, and I'm definitely not an Eagles fan.
Woof.
I like teams that have quarterbacks.
Scotty asks JR.
Not a Cowboys fan either, then.
Well, that's true because we don't have a quarterback currently.
Where's Dak? We'll talk. That's on Huddle Up, guys. That's another day.
He was a franchise deal last year, so he'll be a free agent when the new season.
As a former fan of the team from Washington, you can also just franchise him again.
Well, they're probably going to because they're not going to, but.
And then double down, and then do it again, and then
I'm sure they will. Scotty has a question for JR. Is JR still here?
Oh, yes. Hello.
Okay, he says, where are the photos of Medusa that Tony looks at weekly?
So he actually keeps them in a Ziploc baggie that is hidden in his travel pillow. If you subscribe to Connie's pyramid scheme website, adfreeshows.com, you can see us. You can see the pictures peeking out from behind his pillar. There's another question too. When will you and Kevin Kelly fight? I don't think we're ever gonna fight because I don't think I remember what Kevin Kelly looks like. for all I know, that could be whoever's underneath Excalibur's mask. Kevin Kelly. Actually, I think I've got breaking news right here. I think there's a sounder for that.
Yes.
Thank you. Breaking news: Excalibur is former WWF commentator Kevin Kelly.
That's not true. I don't think that's true.
No, that's.
I'm Jim Ross. I sit next to him every Wednesday night. Who do you sit next to on Wednesday night?
Nobody.
That's right.
Exactly. You're going to say that JR, the voice of wrestling in our teen years, is a liar? Is that what you're saying, right?
You call me a liar?
I'm not calling you a liar.
I mean,
I am simply saying I don't think the elevator's riding to the top floor anymore.
Ouch.
Well, I prefer the stairs anyways.
You
How did
can't do the stairs.
I can do the stairs.
Down, only down.
Well,
look,
I'm
I'm
still
the only one
doing
on
the
this-
stairs.
All right.
He's still doing them.
I bought your book, by the way.
Oh, you did? Congratulations.
I did.
It's
I
a
haven't
it's a
read it.
gr-
I have
it's a
zero
gr-
intent of reading
It's
it.
a great doorstop.
So, Ryan, let's play a game. How many wrestling books do you own?
Going to ask that.
That's a good
You want me to count?
I mean, just a general number.
I will count on our break. Circle back to this.
I think because I don't read either, but I have a plethora of wrestling books.
I really do too. I mean, I almost bought the Bella book just for the sake of having like the Bella wrestling book. See?
Woof. Yeah.
I didn't. I said almost. Chill the hell out.
That's a bad idea.
I think I only
Ryan,
own one wrestling book.
You?
I
only have one.
I only own one.
Which one is that?
AJ Lee.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I have a
Ryan,
couple.
you wouldn't have to read the Bella book. I understand it's a picture book.
I like
no
looking
words
at
in it.
pictures.
But also, when you have it, you actually you can just look, but you can't touch.
I actually heard that they wrote the whole book in crayon.
But you can't touch.
All right.
I was about to get sexy really quick.
Can we get this goddamn thing?
Oh,
on
the number of viewers are dropping. I was gonna get naked. Oh darn!
Oh boy.
Oh,
Get him back.
JR,
Get him back.
Hey, what
JR,
day
can you
is
tell
it?
us more about your sauce?
What day is it?
Thursday?
But what day is it?
Oh. It is February the 18th. No birthdays in wrestling today. No birthdays in wrestling today, but we jump all the way back to 1978 when WWF World Champion superstar Billy Graham defeated Bruno Sammartino in a steel cage match in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, when Sammartino gave Graham a kick that sent him through the ropes and out the open door. 1985, one of the most famous matches in WWF history, the war to settle the score between WWF World Champion Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper, took place in Madison Square Garden. The match, which saw pop star Cyndi Lauper in Hogan's corner, was aired live on MTV. Referee knocked out during the match. Paul Orndorff joined Piper in beating down Hogan. Lauper got on the apron Piper and Orndorff advancing on her when Mr. T, sitting in the crowd, came to Lauper's aid. Hogan and Mr. T went at it with Piper and Orndorff until police officers separated them. This, of course, led to the match that would main event the very first WrestleMania. 1993, Kerry Von Erich committed suicide on his father's ranch in Texas. He was just 33 years old. Of course, this was covered in the Dark Side of the Ring series. 1996, WWF holds their 6th In Your House pay-per-view, retroactively titled Rage in the Cage, from the Louisville Garden in Louisville, Kentucky, in front of 5,500 fans. The show featured 3 dark matches, 1 free-for-all match, and 5 main card matches, which was main evented by Bret Hart successfully defending his WWF Championship against Diesel in a steel cage match. 2007, WWE holds their 9th annual No Way Out pay-per-view from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California, in front of 14,000 fans with a 218,000 buy rate. The show featured one dark match, 8 pay-per-view matches, and was main evented with John Cena and Shawn Michaels from the Raw brand defeating Batista and The Undertaker from the SmackDown brand. And then finally, on this day, 2008 WWE announced Ric Flair would be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame for the first time. Flair, of course, would be inducted again in 2012 as a member of the Four Horsemen, becoming the first person in history to enter the Hall of Fame more than once. On this day, those are the events that happened on February the 18th, in pro wrestling history.
Who else? I believe there are 3 other 2-time WWE Hall of Famers currently.
Brett's one.
Brett is one. Hogan is not yet.
Okay.
Because the NWO hasn't gone in yet.
Oh, is Shawn Michaels?
Shawn Michaels.
And there's one more?
There's one more. Booker T.
Booker T in there twice?
Booker T.
Oh, is he in as a single and as Harlem Heat?
Yes.
Oh, okay. When did Harlem Heat get in?
The year before, that was 2019.
Oh.
Yeah, the last actual ceremony.
Yep. But then once next year happens, you can include Scott Hall, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Redacted to that list.
So are they not? Have they announced? Are they going to do? They're not going to do a Hall of Fame again this year, are they?
They're going to do last year's Hall of Fame this year.
Okay. Do we remember who last year's was?
JBL, Batista, the Bella Twins, the NWO, and I feel like there's one more. British Bulldog.
Ryan's worst nightmare of a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Batista, JBL, Bulldog, Jushin Thunder Liger, the New World Order, and the Bella Twins.
Okay, well, Bulldog's good.
Liger belongs in the Hall of Fame.
What? Y'all are being very disrespectful.
It's a shame.
Brie Bella, maybe. Yeah, she definitely belongs.
Come on now.
Brie should be in by herself.
Y'all think Brie Bella belongs by herself, but neither Batista nor JBL do? Get out of here.
Well, the APA will go in next year, too.
Probably.
I congratulate JBL, but he still has me blocked.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think it'll fall on deaf ears from all of it.
Look, man, he's doing great.
Mark, have you been blocked by JBL?
I don't think so. I'll go on and check tonight.
You should just go on and comment about his facial hair, how you don't really particularly care for it. That's enough to get you blocked.
Because it was you in the hat, right?
No flake, bitch.
I am not blocked by JC at JC Layfield.
Yeah, I am, and we are.
Who else are y'all blocked by? Are you still blocked by that one?
Probably Ryback.
Are you still blocked by the Young Bucks?
Yeah, well,
Jim got us blocked by one of the two.
One of the two. I think Nick of the Bucks. I think we're blocked by.
I mean, that was probably warranted. I assume you were tweeting something like "The Young Bucks suck. They're not in WWE. I hate them. I hope they die."
I mean, I don't recall ever tweeting that. I mean, I know I've thought
close.
it. I don't think I've ever. I don't think I've ever actually tweeted that.
I wish I could see who has me blocked on Twitter.
Right? Like, why don't they make that a tab that you can just easily click on?
Yeah, because like that.
I'd love to know.
Part of that's like bragging rights. Like,
yeah.
Doug Flutie has not blocked me, and he certainly should have.
Because he's a saint.
But
I don't think. Does he know how to use Twitter? He's old as shit, isn't he?
Former WWE 24/7 champion Doug Flutie. Can you please put some respect on that name?
I apologize.
Last person to score a drop kick point in the NFL.
Right.
Put some respect on that name.
He's also like the last Notre Dame commentator that wanted me to throw a hammer through my television, but
perfect. He's the last one.
You know what? If you guys wouldn't be so goddamn greedy and be NBC exclusive and just show your games like anybody else, join a conference.
Or NBC could just not.
Shut up! He's not on anymore anyway.
He's not on. So the problem is solved. Charlie says he's blocked by Meltzer, Alvarez, and JD from NY. We're definitely blocked by JD from NY.
Does that even count as somebody that gives a shit though? Like,
no, absolutely not. No, we're not blocked by Meltzer or Alvarez. I would have sworn we would have been by now, but we're definitely not.
Well, I don't care about old Meltsy boy.
But at one point, Ryback had blocked us, and then he had unblocked us. I'm sure. I don't know if he's reblocked us though.
I'm sure it happened.
Did you guys meet him at PWE, or is that after? Did he block you after?
We were blocked when we met him.
Yeah, we. Yeah.
Ooh.
But
probably what got us blocked, Tim.
What? Well, how did I get you? How did I get you blocked? I'm the nice guy.
No, I know. Just mockingly doing his arm motions. I'm sure Jim did that in a video somewhere.
I'm sure he did, or
probably
he probably knows that Jim pops for all of his "that's what she said" jokes.
It's the most goddamn
as he eats triple the portions of anything at a fast food restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, can I get 7 patties on that Whopper, please?
Yes. Can I get the new?
This is the Wendy's.
Can I get the new McGangbang? It's where you get a McChicken and you put it in between a Big Mac.
When I was at
that's the new one?
Yes, apparently.
I mean, I've heard of like the regular McGangbang, which is like the McDouble and the McChicken.
Now it's you put a McChicken in a Big Mac.
Like just the chicken or the roll and everything.
The whole you take you basically remove the middle bun or the middle bun from the Big Mac.
Doing that.
And the chicken is
and then the whole McChicken goes
that
in.
Big Mac is like the perfect sandwich. Why anybody would ever want to fuck with it, I don't know.
I disagree. I am
a Big Mac whore.
I hate the Big Mac.
I mean, literally, Big Mac's just all over my body.
I don't like Big Mac sauce.
Oh my God, I'd put my wiener in it if I could.
Well, we all had a good run. That's been 3 Count Thursday.
So good.
7
Jim,
years running.
You talked about it too.
What?
Also
about the Big Mac.
Also,
we went to the same college.
Fun fact: you can order Big Mac sauce on any sandwich there, right?
It's delicious. I dip my fries in it.
It's very good.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Dip your fries in Thousand Island dressing.
Not Thousand Island. Take it back.
It's like Thousand Island dressing and fancy sauce, right?
Fuck ass was that?
That sounded real good.
Thousand Island dressing, relish in it.
But y'all know about fancy sauce.
That was me. We're good. We're good. It was the secondary.
Is that somebody at the door?
Virus scan. We're okay. We're good.
Oh, we're no viruses.
No virus. All right.
Cyrus the virus.
So what would your go-to like fast food sandwich be?
Mine.
By the way, McDonald's has a new chicken sandwich. Delicious.
Ooh, I got their spicy nuggets the other day.
All right. So go to fast food order. I feel really
sandwich.
Fast food sandwich.
Just your sandwich.
Like, what's your favorite fast food sandwich?
The Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Well, like the
classic,
classic,
not the spicy, not spicy.
Are you doing deluxe with cheese?
No.
Or just the pickles?
No pickles.
I had the.
So you're a no pickle guy.
I'm a no pickle guy.
I had
the pickles.
If they I think that they should offer it with pickle juice, because if I accidentally get it with pickles and I pull them off and there's still pickle juice on the bun, then that's really delicious. But I hate pickles, so I don't want to pull pickles off. I just want you to like dab pickle juice on my sandwich, and that's it.
I get it. I'm
Flick
that way
it
with
on my
hot
sandwiches for flavor.
I mean,
sauerkraut. I want sauerkraut juice, but get that stringy shit off of my dog.
Devin, and now you see my end goal for entirely 3 Count Thursday. Congratulations. My goal is to turn this as a fast food podcast.
Why? That I can't even touch that right now.
Why?
But like Chick-fil-A, I'm sure they ask like, how can I serve you? Like, I'm sure they would do that.
I don't want to be the asshole who asks those God-fearing men and women at the Chick-fil-A to dip their hand in these trying times into the giant pickle jar to flick pickle juice on my sandwich for flavor.
They use the tongs to pull the pickle slices out of the jar, and then they just shake it over your sandwich.
But then I might get like pickle like flesh on my sandwich.
I don't think they would be even upset about that.
I just don't like pickles.
It's a great day at Chick-fil-A. How can I help you?
How can I serve? How may I serve you?
How
and
may
then
I
you're
serve you? They're literally asking.
and then they're like, "Hey, I just want a little bit of pickle juice," and they'll be like, "Fuck you today."
Yes, they will.
No, they
Yeah,
won't.
They'll
"My
say, "God
pleasure."
bless you,"
The next
and
time
everybody
I go to
knows that's
Chick-fil-A,
exactly
I'm going
the
to
same.
ask for a dab of pickle juice on my sandwich.
You know
Oh,
what?
you're getting,
You know
getting
what?
spit on.
If
They're gonna spit,
if the
they'll give you the
roads
pickle juice too.
if the
That's
roads
fine.
are
I'll just
clear
make sure
tomorrow,
Matt spits in my mouth first, so I'm COVID safe.
if the roads are clear
Like spit?
tomorrow, I will go to Chick-fil-A during my lunch break,
Do it.
and I will be like, "Excuse me, can I get number 1 with pickle juice?"
Just
Pleasure.
do it.
I got the
Tape it or it didn't happen.
I will.
I got
Good.
the new spicy grilled chicken sandwich at the Chick-fil-A, and it is fantastic, by the way, because I'm usually a spicy deluxe guy when I go Chick-fil-A or the grilled nuggies, but the new spicy grilled is wonderful.
They have delicious macaroni and cheese there.
If I had to go a burger though,
So good.
I would probably go
It's
the
good.
the Baconator is really good. I love me the Baconator.
Devin, man, you're so wrong. It's
Boy,
okay.
you were
He
with
said-
me this whole way.
It's okay to be wrong, and it's totally fine. Charlie says the Wendy's spicy chicken is awesome. I agree with that. Denise wants a Whopper, also good.
I like the
Whopper's very
Whopper,
good.
but the Whopper has we've talked about this before off air, but like the Whopper has a distinct flavor of Whopper grease.
Mhm.
Like for the flame blah,
Right, because a Whopper Junior is
flame
not the same.
broiled. Like it's all just the Whopper. So if I'm in the mood for the Whopper grease, then that's what I
Give me
want.
that Whopper grease.
What did Devin say?
Cup. He said, "Screw
Chick-fil-A's
Chick-fil-A, it's overrated," and he is also
Oh.
overrated.
Yeah,
He's going to hell for that.
Yeah, he
It's
is.
okay to-
Obviously.
it's okay to be wrong. It's okay
You
to
know
be
what?
wrong.
Devin, you're right.
Are you kidding? Can we boot him from this already?
Come on.
I mean, they're good chicken sandwiches, but I don't think there's anything special about it.
Right.
Fuck waiting
it's
in
the Lord's
line for a
chicken.
chicken sandwich. That's bogus.
It's the Lord's chicken.
It's
I mean-
the Lord's chicken.
I mean, just go at the right time.
Right.
That's
Or
simple.
be an adult and get the app, order ahead of time, pull in, get your ish, and get out.
Hi, it's 9:00 in the morning. I better get my Chick-fil-A because Jim said it's the right time and I don't want to wait over lunch break.
Well, if you are also a professional
Hey,
and like to
Just
eat your,
get a
your
job where you're
chicken
going to be shut
minis,
down in the pandemic, and you can literally go at any time.
That's a good point. That's a fair point.
You're not going to work for a year
Yeah.
plus, but
You
can
could
get Chick-fil-A
DoorDash.
without a wait.
Before Wendy's switched out their home style chicken, the Wendy's home style chicken was better than Chick-fil-A.
you're nuts.
Ooh, no.
There's nothing better than Chick-fil-A chicken sango.
There's a lot. A
No.
lot.
In the
What-
chicken game,
What,
I'm gonna tell you this.
What chicken sandwich at a fast food place is better than the Chick-fil-A?
I
That
would
McDonald's
go
chicken
Royal
sandwich that they
Farms.
just released is tasty.
Okay, well, I haven't tried that one yet.
Farms before I would go to Chick-fil-A.
Which one?
Royal Farms.
Yeah, Royal Farms is good.
Royal
They don't have a drive-through though. I'm not getting out of my car. I'm fucking lazy.
Well, apparently you have to call in your order and get out of your car anyway and run in and pick up your food. So,
Oh,
no,
that's right.
they
That's
can
a good
deliver
way
it to
do
your door. They have spots.
well, you can get DoorDash Royal Farms too if you really get lazy with it.
As a person who lives
Uber
right
Eats.
down the street from a Rofo, I discredit the Royal Farms talk. That's hot garbage.
Oh no, the one time I
Oh.
had it down at the beach because I tried the fried chicken down there, and it is delicious.
I will ask this: were you too drunk to taste that chicken?
No, I was stone cold sober.
Well, no.
That's the bottom line.
Now, what is your go-to, since we're already on this train?
Well, no, what is Mark's go-to sandwich? I don't think he has answered, or Tim.
I said the chicken.
I know
I started this
I'm
whole
sorry,
thing.
I'm mad.
Tim
I
started it with the Chick-fil-A.
right.
I'm right there with Tim. I don't go there nearly
It's
enough.
right. It's so good.
But the chicken fillet, the regular chicken
Wow.
sandwich with the pickles. Shout out to all my Chick-fil-A friends from Hershey Park if you're listening. I'll
It's
see you guys
also-
in April.
Also, we're talking about fast food stuff. It is Shamrock Shake season.
It is.
Yes. Has
Is it
anybody
out?
had
Is it
one yet?
officially
Yes, official.
All right, well, I guess I
It's-
know where I'm going tomorrow.
I don't care for the Shamrock Shake either.
I love it. Now it's
Put
not.
some
No.
fucking crest in a vanilla milkshake. It's stupid. Don't like it.
Oh, sorry. We eat something with flavor and taste, Ryan. My bad. Can't do that around here.
I mean, the first time I tried to order the Shamrock Shake and I just didn't taste any potatoes, I was just offended.
Now it's not as good as it used to be though. Back in the day when they had the mix that would actually run out. Like you had to get it like within like the first week, I feel like.
Yeah, they used to run out frequently.
But now it's not quite the same.
Charlie, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to 3 Count Thursday. We discussed chicken sandwiches because wrestling this week was kind of crap except for 2 shows. Welcome to me, bro. I don't even watch wrestling anymore. I just come here to talk fast food. It's great.
Do you guys remember?
Matt, what is your favorite fast food salad?
I'm actually a fillet of fish guy if I'm getting a sandwich.
Ooh. I do like a fillet of fish. They're fucking delicious.
Fillet of fish season. We're in that season now.
You can always get fillet of fish, but it's fish sandwich everywhere else season.
Right, the Arby's one comes back now. Which
the
is
Arby's King Hawaiian fish sandwich is so fucking good.
Yeah, they are.
I pass on that.
Get that lettuce and shit out of here. Nope.
It is.
And you can get the Arby's Andy's mince milkshake are very good too.
Or the Jamocha.
So there you go.
I'm a fan of the Jamocha shake at Arby's.
So good.
Least favorite fast food item, really quick lightning round around the horn. Like if somebody bought you this and put it in front of you, you would actively refuse to eat it.
McDonald's apple pie.
That is such the right answer. That is the answer.
No,
those are disgusting. Matt,
no,
I got your back now.
I love the pie.
Everything you said bad about Chick-fil-A.
So good.
There's nothing to them.
Yeah, that's the point. They're horrible.
It's like a little bit of flaky stuff and like 2 chunks of apple.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
it's
and
usually
it's what 32 cents or something. Just shut up and eat it.
It's like they took the grease from the grease trap of the fries and put sugar in it and then inserted that into a flaky crust. And are like, here's your hot apple pie. And you have to microwave it anyway when you get home because it's maybe room temp at best.
Oh,
Remember
Charlie
when they
says
used to be
McGriddle
hot?
is his least favorite. Devin says the waffle fries from Chick-fil-A. Oh man,
It depends on what time you get the waffle fry. Like
I've never got a good cooked batch of waffle fries.
You gotta eat. You have like 3 minutes to eat all of your waffle fries, or they might as well be just basura at that point.
Or if you get a container with a lot of the big ones, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Like there's got to be a healthy mix in there. Scotty says tacos from Taco. How do you not like Taco Bell?
Yo,
God damn it! I haven't had
that
Taco Bell
is
in like
Mexican
over a year.
food right there, baby.
I would throw away any sort of a biscuit breakfast sandwich. I'm not a biscuit guy for breakfast. Give me a muffin, give me a croissant, give me a bagel. The biscuit, it's dry, it's too doughy.
Chick-fil-A biscuit is on point though.
See, I haven't had the Chick-fil-A breakfast before.
Chick-fil-A breakfast biscuit is on point.
So
But
biscuits from Burger King or McDonald's, I would get them out of here.
if you're not getting a Chris sandwich from Burger King, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, you failed already.
Yeah,
Fully loaded Chris sandwich, baby. All the
now I'm
meat.
gonna Chris sandwich.
Ryan,
Has
I
anybody
can
tried
eat.
the
Go ahead, Mark.
Wendy's? I was gonna say, has anybody tried Wendy's breakfast?
Delicious.
it's
So
really
good.
good.
It's
so
real
good.
good.
It's gimmicky, but it's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be gimmicky. And I also had their like frozen frosty coffee drink, whatever it is.
Oh yes.
That's delicious as well. So if you're a coffee guy, dig into that.
Ryan, worst fast food thing.
Man, I don't know.
I know it's tough being fat, just like
really
everything,
is.
right?
I feel like I'm gonna disown somebody.
Right? Who's your least favorite kid? Go.
I would have to say the Burger King chicken sandwich.
The long chicken?
Which one? The long guy?
Yeah, the long guy.
Long
Okay.
chicken. Yeah, man.
Yeah, because I feel like that's always super greasy. There's like 4 shreds of lettuce and copious amounts of mayonnaise, which I enjoy
And the mayonnaise
mayonnaise,
is
but
a little
not that
liquidy,
much
too.
mayonnaise. Because it's so fucking greasy, the sandwich. Yeah,
It looks like somebody effed on your sandwich.
it's really gross.
Oh, I had the absolute worst chicken sandwich from Burger King almost 3 years ago. I bit into it. It was like a piece of rubber, and I threw it out on the Cloverleaf Road, and it was laying there for a few days. And I haven't eaten one, and I haven't gone back to that Burger King since, and I won't go back to that Burger King.
Which Burger King? Put them on blast.
Throw it in.
I'm going to put them on blast. It's the one on Cloverleaf Road at the Elizabethtown Mount Joy exit, right here on between Route 30 or Route 230 and Cloverleaf Road. You suck.
I almost see. That's funny. I almost went to that one. That's the angriest Mark's been in the history of ever.
Now you touched the nerve. I was on my lunch break. I didn't have much time. I waited in line, and I got this sandwich, and I tried to bite it. It was like a piece of rubber.
Tim, can you block Charlie from the page?
You know,
what is Charlie saying?
He said the McRib was horrible.
Do not blaspheme the McRib.
I don't think the McRib is great. It's only great because it's limited time.
That's very true.
Exactly.
It's not it's not healthy at all.
Okay, first off, it's McDonald's,
and it's
a
fucking sloppy mess every time I've ever eaten one.
Yeah,
they
so
never give me enough
every
napkins.
time you eat it.
No, it's not.
It is. Don't fucking
you hold
lie.
it. Some lettuce will fall out.
Lettuce and sauce. Fuck you.
No.
You have the proper amount of sauce. No,
you
have the proper amount of sauce on a Big Mac. It's fucking messy.
It's not true.
Bite into a Big Mac, your car just explodes with shredded lettuce.
Just
bop.
That's
everywhere.
That's true.
Everywhere. It's everywhere.
You eat a fucking McRib and you end up getting Simba'd with the fucking barbecue sauce. There's so much of it.
Yeah, and then you get to wipe it off with your hand, lick it off, and it's fucking delicious.
And keep going.
And you just keep going. You bathe in it. It doesn't matter.
No, I will eat pickles on that sandwich. I will take my pickles off of the Big Mac, though.
How does it?
I also like pickles on a cheesesteak, so.
Ew, what? How are we friends?
I don't know. Well, I'll go out to like Charlie's at the mall.
And I will get like a cheesesteak.
I will get mayonnaise and pickles on a cheesesteak.
Oh my god.
And it's fucking delicious.
Please tell me you don't do that like if you go to like Tony Luke's or
no, it's
Gino's
Whiz
or
With.
something like that. Okay.
No, that's Whiz With.
Jesus.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank
Simple.
God.
Ryan, you get mayonnaise on a cheesesteak.
I fucking love it.
I mean, you're also a mayonnaise French fry dunker as well, right?
I do enjoy mayonnaise and French fries.
Okay.
Not from a fast food joint though.
But Mark, that Burger King, we were out and about the other week, and we almost stopped there for lunch. And when I say lunch, this was a late lunch. This was like 2:30 in the afternoon, and there was like 14 cars in the drive-thru, and I'm like, well, there's no way we're eating here right now. So we left. So I'm actually glad that that I didn't go there because apparently it is bullshit.
Yeah, they're trash. They burned me twice, and the second time was on that piece of rubber they tried to pass off as a chicken sandwich that ended up on the side of the road on Cloverleaf Road that Friday morning.
That's
it was
awesome.
Late Friday morning.
Scotty,
but I went
a banana and mayonnaise sandwich.
That's why Elvis died.
That was peanut butter.
Have you ever tried banana and mayonnaise?
No,
I don't want to.
Yeah. Well, then reserve.
No,
I wouldn't eat that on a bet.
I feel like
I've never met the devil, but I know he's bad. Like I don't need to meet him.
I feel like at this point in my eating career, there's certain things I could be like, I won't like that.
Yeah, that's one of them.
So one of my roommates,
IPAs, and now look at you. That's all you drink.
All right, so you kind of backed me into a corner here.
So one of my roommates.
Dude, how bad is your potassium?
That's very good. That's a very good choice. One of my roommates puts a scoop of mayonnaise in her ramen.
Take the pillow and just smother him with it.
Now, has anybody tried the like doing a grilled cheese, but instead of butter on the bread, have you ever used mayonnaise on the bread?
It's weird.
Easier to spread. So yeah.
But it's weirder. Like it doesn't taste. I prefer the butter taste, not the mayonnaise.
I prefer
taste.
butter, but mayonnaise is a proper substitute if you're ever in a pinch.
I think it's a fair substitute.
A fair substitute.
Just don't
What type
have
of
a grilled
pinch would
cheese.
you be in? You
Like
don't
if
have
you
any
don't
butter
have
and you only
butter.
have mayonnaise?
Yeah.
You just don't need the grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Well, dude, if you want to grill, like if I go, I want a grilled cheese tomato soup for dinner, and I open up my fridge, there ain't no butter in there.
I'm going to buy
mean,
butter.
I'm churning some butter.
You have to talk to
obviously,
Mrs. Big Jim.
obviously, there's going to be mayonnaise.
Why am I coming? Why am I coming?
But you know, you don't know. Maybe you just ran out of butter. Maybe you just I don't know, Ryan. Just saying.
Okay.
If you're ever in a pinch,
We
everyone.
were talking about breakfast sandwiches, and that reminded me the steak and egg bagel was one of the trashiest sandwiches I've ever had.
Oh, at McDonald's.
Hated
It's disgusting.
Yeah,
Just the
That's why
grossest.
it's not on the menu anymore. You
And
like
rightfully
that?
so.
No, I'm giving
Really?
a thumbs up and a
Oh,
too
yeah.
sweet to Charlie, who said that this is the reason why this country has diabetes.
Oh,
That's
yes.
right. Too
I
sweet.
mean,
sure.
we're basically the diabetes cast at this point. I mean,
The type 2
Diabetes.
cast.
Type 2 podcast. That'd be fun.
Diabetes.
Die.
Diabetes.
peanut butter
That
and
was the-
bacon sandwich. Charlie says that's why Elvis died.
Yeah.
I think that's the one that with banana. I think on it. That's what killed him.
Well,
So I know that I
Elvis
asked.
had a good run.
So I know that I asked a question that turned the entire podcast wild, but I feel like there was another question this week as well. Is that right, Jim?
Sure. Let's just go around the room quick because I was going to talk about Vengeance. Now Ryan and I talked about Vengeance Day. Let's just go around the room quick. Tim, what did you think? Cliff's notes. What did you think of Takeover Vengeance Day?
Great until match 3. Match 4 and 5 are meh.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what Ryan and I discussed. What would you grade the show?
B minus, C plus.
Okay,
Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah, it lost me towards the end there. I would give it a C plus. It was okay. Nothing special.
Mark.
Yeah, my takeovers are usually my A show almost every time, but this one, I'd have to give it. I'm really thinking about. I'd probably give it a B, which is kind of sad. I thought it was good, but it just was not. It didn't live up to at least my expectations of a takeover.
Taco Bell has a breakfast taco. That's
Not around here.
Oh well, fuck.
I thought they used to.
They
Sonic
used
had
to. They
breakfast,
used to.
Oh, burritos. They were
Sonic breakfast is
burritos
disgusting.
delicious.
Yeah.
I love
Oh.
Sonic. I hate Sonic breakfast.
Really, that ultimate burrito?
I hate it.
That thing's so fucking huge.
Yeah, I hate it.
Makes your wrist sore when you eat it.
Yeah, I hate it. If I want my wrist to be sore, I want to do it the old-fashioned way. Why am I coming? Exactly. Ryan,
And you
Jim,
still have,
for those of us who didn't hear on Tuesday, what were you guys' thoughts on Takeover?
I didn't watch it
At all?
I just made shit up. Jim would go and Jim would say shit, and I'd be like, "Yeah, I really enjoyed that moment."
That's right. That's right,
Yeah.
Big Jim.
Are you
He said
serious?
something. The Johnny Gargano match didn't live up to the expectations I thought it was going to have.
Wait, are you being serious?
No, I fucking love. No, I'm not. I'm not. I thought match 3 was actually the peak of the show, and it went down hard after match 3, which was the male Dusty Classic match. I thought that was the match of the night. MSK versus the other folks. It was such a good match. It was so long ago.
The other
It was 4 days is a very long time.
Yeah. The women sucked though. That was 12 minutes was not long enough for a 3-way match.
Yeah, the women's title. Yeah, the women's title match and the men's championship match. Yeah, definitely went down. It peaked in the middle. Although I had Gargano and Kushida as my match of the night. I think my grading scale, I think it came out to a B plus. I think it came out to. I don't have my scorecard,
But it was like 89 B plus. He said.
No, it was like an 87.001 B plus. Like it was teetering on a B. It was teetering on a B.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so that's NXT Takeover. Now we did have the 3 count question of the week, which we're revisiting our Mount Rushmore series, which we hadn't done one of them in a little while, and this one got sparked. Friend of the show, Ernest EJ Christian. He and I were texting the one day, and just out of the blue, he was like, I think he asked me, is Mr. Fuji a top 4 manager of all time? I was like, huh, that's a kind of a good question. so in my head, it kind of sparked me to go, well, we haven't done a Mount Rushmore of managers. So let's dig into that one, and let's do our top 4 managers of all time. Is there anybody that wants to kick off and do theirs first?
Are we doing all 4 or one at a time?
You can do all 4. Anybody want it? No.
All right.
Go.
So we all decide at the same time.
Tim, go ahead.
I will go first. And I
That's
feel
what happens, Jim, when you're the host and you don't just designate what you want to have happen.
Well, I mean, I don't want to be a dictator, guy. I want to.
We're in the
too late.
You just want to be a dick. I got it.
We're afraid to make decisions.
All of a sudden, Jim doesn't want his authority.
Right.
Unbelievable.
I use it when
I just want to be a tater.
I love
I use
taters.
it when I need to use it.
Taters are delicious. I love taters. Oh no, I made a bad decision. Oh God, what did I do?
What do you?
Are you getting a cramp?
No.
Are you no, he's scratching his foot.
No, I did worse.
What are you doing?
Uh-oh.
You did worse. You're digging for gold?
Kinda. Kinda.
You want somebody else to go, Tim?
No, I got it. Everything's good.
I'm scratching.
Life is great.
It's not good.
I got it. I think we're good. Right now. Hold on.
What is happening?
We're great. Everything's great. So my top 4,
Are you
Mount
churning
Rushmore.
butter?
No, I'm not. Shut up. Top 4 managers of all time. You can't have the list without Bobby the Brain Heenan. Bobby Heenan, number 1. Everyone's number 1. It should be.
Were you seriously just rubbing one out?
No.
Oh, okay.
I had a 2-pack of
Comfy,
condensed.
painful.
I had a 2-pack of condensed air, and I tried to put it in my filing cabinet to the left of me, and it got
Filing
stuck.
cabinet.
It like I
Got
wanted
it.
to make sure that if I put it in there, I could pull the drawer out and it wouldn't catch, but
Right.
it caught, and so I had to wiggle my hand in there. Big wrist.
You did.
It was a very Paul Heyman handcuff key situation just there.
Why am I coming?
Very tough. No, how is my booty hole all the way over here?
I don't know.
You're a big boy.
Listen, shut up. So number 1, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Number 2 is James E. Cornette. Jim Cornette, fantastic as a manager. Can't go wrong with corny.
He likes fast food too.
He does.
Great video on
extra
YouTube
cheese.
showing how much he likes it. If you don't delay his order.
Right. Number 3, Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Fantastic manager. In multiple places, WWF, WCW, even the stuff in Memphis, really good. And then number 4 is kind of tough because like once you get those big 3, it kind of just tapers off, and there's like a couple in between guys. But I am going to go with Sonny, number 4 on the list. Sonny. During that time period in the mid 1990s with tag teams, she single-handedly made the Smoking Guns, the Body Donnas, and the Godwins watchable television. Like her rotating between all 3 teams, being the gold digger, the chaser that way. And then even carrying that over to ECW and WCW respectively. The heat that she had garnered from her run as like one of the most downloaded women in the world. Sonny, number 4. So my top 4, Mount Rushmore, Bobby Heenan, Jim Cornette, Jimmy Hart, and Sonny.
Bobby! Who wants to go next? Ryan, you want to go next? How about you go
Yeah,
next?
I don't think you can argue. I think everybody's number 1 should be Bobby Heenan. I mean, the list of people that he damn it. The list of people that he managed is really a who's who.
The Brady Bunch reference gets me. They're looking for Bobby and Cindy in the Grand Canyon. They ran over that little Indian boy. They can't find him.
Native American, Mark.
Back in the 70s, he was a
We
little
can't
Indian
say
boy.
Indian anymore. They're
He-
not in. They're indigenous people. They're First Nations people.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Why'd you say my name? Reflex?
Yeah, because you're the one who's usually saying bad stuff.
Not that.
Well,
mine's
I think Alice
bad stuff.
Between Mark stealing cable television and everything else, he's the bad boy of the group now. Pandemic's done him wrong. I bet when you cut it, I bet you when he cut his beard off, all of his bad boy habits go away.
Well, tattoos.
Give us a hand behind the beard, Mark.
Oh.
Jeez,
It's getting long. He's gonna have neck tattoos.
All right, Ryan.
I'm gonna get the.
It's his.
I'm gonna get a
Cody Rhodes
with the Hershey Park logo with the Ferris wheel.
No, it's actually his. It's a barcode for the Hershey Park admittance. He just chose his neck and he's scanning.
I'm gonna get that on my wrist.
Ryan, so you were at
All right,
Bobby
so I was
Heenan.
at Bobby Heenan.
Bobby.
My number 2 is Jimmy Hart. What he did to tag team wrestling in the 90s was phenomenal. With his time with Money Inc., the Hart Foundation, hate to say them, the Nasty Boys. There was just so many great tag teams. The Rougeaus, Hogan. There's just so many iconic folks that he was with. My number 3, I actually didn't put Cornette on my list. Now that I'm looking at it, I went Paul Heyman. Again, I think he's revolutionized a manager in today's wrestling with Brock Lesnar and CM Punk, and who can forget Curtis Axel? Everybody. And the Uwa Man, most recently, I think it's a fresh take on what a manager used to do. And my 4th, I went with a female as well. I went with Sensational Sherry for HBK, Randy Savage, $1 Million Man, and that speaks volumes.
Solid, yeah. I didn't even think about Sherry. Matt, how about you go next?
I'll start off with Sensational Sherry because I also included her on my list. I didn't rank them 1 through 4. I just put that, and I think we needed a break from everyone saying Bobby Heenan first. But yes, Bobby Heenan, you can't make a Mount Rushmore of managers without him. Jimmy Hart, Mouth of the South, of course, is going to be on mine. And number 4, just because of how much I love the character, was Paul Bearer.
Good. Intern Mark, you all right? You all right? You still with us?
I'm trying to breathe. This Brady Bunch references get me every time. Can't take. Well, anyway, if anybody's wondering, Bobby and Cindy, spoiler alert, they were found and they were safe.
Oh,
they were with that little Native American boy. So I think in that episode that Allison referred to him as Redskins, which is very offensive.
Yes, that is offensive. That is offensive. Yes.
Yeah.
Way to just put the heat on Alice. Way to just shift that heat to the lady who lives in the effing fridge. Good job.
But back in the early 70s, that kind of language was more acceptable. So sorry, Alice. What were we talking about? The Brady Bunch?
Who are your Mount Rushmore of wrestling managers?
Oh, I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard.
Oh man,
stupid clip. Oh, that was a 2 or 3-parter show. Remember that?
No, I don't.
At least
Mount Rushmore.
I think it was a 3-parter.
Nobody remembers that, Mark.
Nobody does.
This podcast is going to be a 3-parter. If you don't get this ish together, we're doing Mount Rushmores.
Now they went to the Grand Canyon. Mount Rushmore was a different episode.
God damn. Do you want me to give mine? Do you need to?
I fully expect Mark to come with the foremost random managers ever. Like Cherry is going to be one of his.
Cherry's my female. All right, I think I'm okay.
All right.
So the managers. I put down. I think it was Bobby Cook from Harrisburg. I liked him a lot. that weasel Rodney. I didn't care for him whatsoever. I hope you're listening, Rodney. You're a weasel. And then there was
Mark, these are people you work with at Target, I believe.
Yeah, they are.
That's your name, and I think you're naming the wrong people.
Yeah, wrong type of
wrong group.
It's the wrong managers.
Well, shout out to Bobby Cook if you're listening. Hi, Bobby. Hope you're well. Speaking of Bobby, Bobby. Bobby Heenan.
I was gonna hit the sounder, but
Just, it can't get worse.
Yeah, that's true.
Bobby.
That's a sound of Mr. Brady, and he's so upset he can't find his younger son. You hear that in his voice.
Bobby.
He's in such despair. He's so upset. His son, youngest son, is somewhere in the Grand Canyon.
What's the name of his son, Mark? I don't understand. What's his son's name?
Peter. I think it's there's Peter and Greg, and then there's Bobby. The Tiger was the dog.
Bobby.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jim, don't we have some bills to pay?
Yeah. Can we finish? Can we get through this topic?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It was Robert Heenan.
I'll give you Mark's 4 favorite managers. Andy the Winter Weinberg.
Ooh, that's one.
Ducks. Bobby Heenan.
Bobby!
I think that was Jan yelling out for Bobby. Who was the last one, Matt? I didn't hear you.
Vicky Guerrero.
Vicky, you're close. It was Jocelyn. She managed to see
of course.
Oh shit!
Wow.
So,
Mark, can you go through them quickly?
Yeah. All right. It was Robert Heenan, the brain, and then Jimmy Hart, the mouth of the South, they called him. And then I had, now get ready for this one, I had Paul E. Dangerously, not necessarily Paul Heyman, but Paul E. Dangerously.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him a lot. And the fourth one, I went with the lovely Miss Elizabeth, who was the first lady of professional wrestling. I dare say that the Macho Man's career may not have been quite as illustrious without her. She brought so much to the table. So even though I didn't really care for her so much in WCW, but you had Elizabeth and the Macho Man together in the 80s. That was the way to go. Oh, yeah.
All right. My 4 were, I mean, we might as well. Bobby Heenan. Then I had the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. I had Jim Cornette, and I had Paul Bearer as my 4th. Obviously not just the Undertaker.
Put the Bobby clips on the soundboard to begin with.
Because I heard those ones on an old Preston and Steve, and I was like, well, we already have
Bob,
and I'm like, I might as well just add to it, because why the hell not?
We started calling Bobby Lashley Bob Lashley, right? I think
we
that's really
did call him Bob
Lashley.
So that worked, and
that worked.
This is obviously it's paid off in dividends. So,
real quick before we move off managers, because I wanted to do a great job with this question of the week that we found out about 5 minutes before going on air. I wanted to give a tip of my hat to Harvey Whippleman, because if there was a bad gimmick in the WWF, Harvey Whippleman was the fucking manager for him, and he tried to make. I mean, I don't think he had one good guy. Name one.
Psycho Sid.
Sid has to be the best.
That's not saying much.
Yeah.
Mr. Hughes, Quang, Warlord, Bertha Faye, Giant
Kamala?
Gonzalez, Adam Bomb, Big Bully Busick, the tag team Well Done, and Kamala was like the number 2 after.
I was gonna say
after
Kamala, I
Sid.
guess, to be second, but wow, that's a rough list.
And Kamala wasn't a gimmick that was bound to work either. Like, it wasn't a surefire slam dunk.
It wasn't, success. I mean, he had a couple of semi-major pushes, with the Undertaker and stuff like that, but nothing, no title wins or anything like that.
Hey, Ryan, didn't you date Bertha Faye back in college? Or I think it was someone else.
That was somebody else. Looked like her though.
My honorable mention went to $1 Man, but just because I prefer him as a wrestler to a manager, I left him off the list. I'm sorry if that upsets you, Mark.
Well, no, I'll let that go. Yeah, that's acceptable.
Charlie here, he said no particular order.
Bobby,
Corny, Paul E, and Jimmy Hart. Just grab a couple of the responses from social media. We had a Cornette, JJ Dillon, Heenan, and Heyman. Heenan, Elizabeth Blassie, Heyman, Paul Bear, Jimmy Hart, and
Bob.
Heenan. Heenan, Heyman, Hart, and Bear. So a lot of the responses, fairly. Now this one's Heenan, Jimmy Hart, Captain Lou, and Slick. So there's a couple of different responses.
Nobody had the guy who prompted the question.
No, nobody had the guy that prompted. Oh no, wait. William here had Heenan, Jimmy Hart, Mr. Fuji, and Captain Lou Albano.
Okay. At the buzzer.
Gets it in. I mean, it was
to lose a good one.
You still lost by 10, but you got the 3-point in, got the jumper there at the end of the game. Okay, let's pause here because we do have bills to pay.
Hey,
and
can I ask a quick question before we go to break and wrap this up?
Sure.
Hey, you think maybe we could do a watch along of that episode of the Brady Bunch for the Grand Canyon?
Yes, we can do that. We'll find it. We'll make sure that it is easily watchable. And yeah, we'll do that. We will definitely do that. So look to our social media for that. But we're going to pause. We're going to pause here to pay the bills. We'll be back. We'll talk Elimination Chamber and more. Stick with us. 3 Count Thursday live.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Recount Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? You're listening to NGSC Sports Radio. Hear us live on ngscsports.com, where you can get awesome analysis on all things sports. Or check out our podcasts on iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and much more. For our latest videos, subscribe to NGSC Sports YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter at NGSC Sports, and like us on Facebook. NGSC Sports. We never stop. Welcome back to 3 Count Thursday live, facebook.com/3 Count Thursday. Tim, remember how before we started recording the pre-show, post-show, I talked about moving music files to the new computer? I forgot about the mid song. This was the closing song. I had the wrong music for this one. So you got to hear the closing song. You'll hear it again when we go off the air tonight, but glad you are with us here on a Thursday night. If you are with us live, you can comment along and give it a share, get as many people in here as possible. We'd appreciate that. We're going to talk about the Elimination Chamber coming up this Sunday night on the award-winning WWE Network. So we get back-to-back weekends with a pay-per-view event or a special event on the network. I think this one, This one qualifies as a pay-per-view. Sam Roberts needs to realize that NXT takeovers are not an actual pay-per-view, because he kept saying that on the kickoff show. But let's jump right in here. Yes, Ryan?
33.
What's that?
The number of wrestling books that are on my bookshelf.
Okay.
33.
How many of them have you read?
One.
And which one is that?
I forget what it was even called.
That,
Let me try to find
have
it.
A nice day.
It was not. No.
Was it one of the Rock's books?
It was not.
Was it one of Chris Jericho's books?
It was not.
Was it?
It was. It was Looking at the Lights, the Pete Gas book.
No way.
Dead serious. Not
That's
even joking.
right. 'Cause you did get all hyped up because I think it was when he was on our show, that book was like just about to come out, right?
Something like that.
Something like that.
And I bought it and I took it on a vacation with me and I sat on the beach and I read the book and I fucking loved it. And that was the last book I read like 5 years ago.
That's fair. I mean, the last book I read cover to cover was Bret Hart's book, and that was a decade ago.
Now,
I'm
is
not
there
much of a reader.
actual drool on the pages, or did they just like make it look like there?
I kind of walked right into that one, didn't I? I can't even get mad at it because I feel like I did that to myself. I did that one to myself.
You didn't have to lick your finger to turn the pages, Jim. It was already pre-lit.
I'm so sorry.
Oh man, I am too.
And so
That
is
was a really
Goldberg.
good book, though.
It was.
Brett's book was good.
I enjoyed that one.
It was really long too.
Long ass book.
What's it called?
My real life in the cartoon world of pro wrestling or something like that.
Oh, that's right. That's the one where with Jerry Lawler doodled on the inside, right?
Yes. Did the picture on the front and back inside?
I actually own that book.
It is called Hitman.
It's keeping my bookshelf.
What an asshole. All right, let's talk Elimination Chamber. Now, there's originally 5 matches scheduled. One of these matches, I'm sure, is not happening. And as of right now, I don't believe there has been a replacement for it. That was the Asuka versus Lacey Evans match, because Lacey Evans done got knocked up with Ric Flair's baby. So that match is off. And yes, Devin, this is thank you for reminding us. This is the last pay-per-view on the network before they move to the Peacock. So do we think that they're going to have a replacement women's title match, or are they just going to drop the Raw women's title off the card?
Well, if they had Lacey Evans still wrestle, it could be a 2-on-1 match, technically.
Jesus.
So there's mixed news on the WWE website.
Okay.
Like on the quick hits list, it's removed. But if you scroll down, the graphic is still there.
Somebody in IT is getting fired.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I mean, she's, at least per reports, is legit pregnant. So like, if that is true, she's not going to be wrestling.
Or she is, and she's just not bumping.
I guess.
I don't think they'll let her anywhere near the ring.
That could be a PR nightmare, but sure.
Pregnant women work out all the time.
Well, true.
What is she going to do in a ring and not bump?
She's going to throw a woman's right.
They're going to make her the champion?
Probably.
Ooh.
She'd be the first pregnant. No, she went
And that's how she's going to go over Asuka.
Yep.
One punch.
Oof.
Well, Ric Flair's gonna go woo woo woo, and he's gonna like show some. He's gonna show some chicken legs, and then she's gonna punch her in the face. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope this match is off, or they have a replacement. I don't know how you just throw a Raw Women's title match on there, but I feel like you have to have more than 4 matches on a pay-per-view.
There's technically 5.
Not counting this one?
Yes, not counting this one.
What's the 5th one? Wait.
The winner of the SmackDown Elimination Chamber match faces Roman Reigns later that night.
That's part of the 5.
Yeah, it's part of the 5. It's that one, the SmackDown Elimination Chamber, the Raw Elimination Chamber, and the U.S. title match. What's the 5th one?
Oh, well, then the WWE website still has Asuka Lacey Evans as a match.
Right. Okay. So I'm saying that one's probably off the card.
Nah, until it's not off the card, it's on the card.
Okay. All right. Well, so let's predict. Well, how's this going to play out? I'm going to say the match isn't going to happen, and there'll be a stare down between Charlotte and Asuka. It's short.
That sounds as plausible as anything else. So,
right, Ryan, what do you think is going to happen with this?
If the match happens, Asuka will hit a hip attack into Lacey Evans' midsection, causing her to. I'm gonna stop. Never mind.
Yeah, don't do that.
Causing her to have a horrible bout of diarrhea.
Oh my god!
I don't know.
Well, that came out the front butt.
Oh.
Oh my god!
Can you just hit the Bobby sounder like 12 times? A 10
Bobby.
A 10 Bobby salute.
Bobby.
Mark, what? No, I'm not going to go to Mark. Tim. Mark's broken.
Yeah, I think if you do, this is probably a really cool spot to bring in like Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
If you're going to
comment, of a comment right here, that'd be a good spot for that.
Yep, I feel dumb for going the miscarriage route now. Yep.
But it could be Peyton Royce too.
Ain't gonna be her.
It could be Peyton.
Could be
Lacey and Peyton are
It could be Eva Marie. It ain't gonna be her either.
It could be. I mean, Eva Marie's boyfriend's working
what has
for
Peyton
WWE
Royce
now.
done recently?
About as much as Eva Marie.
I think she's beaten Charlotte Flair on TV recently.
You might be right.
Really?
Yeah.
Oof. I just need to watch wrestling more.
Yeah.
Apparently. But yeah, Peyton and Lacey have been teaming together. So if Lacey can't go, then having her teammate fill in the spot would be seemingly a reasonable substitute.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Matt, what should happen here?
They should have a women's elimination chamber match for the title. What will happen is probably what you said. Charlotte will come. There's going to be a stare down, and there will be no women's match on the card.
Mark,
does Ric Flair and Asuka hook up then?
Yes.
Oh God.
Here's a storyline. I like Tim's idea of having Rhea Ripley come in. That would be really cool. I'd like to see that happen. I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, we had a comment here from the RSGP Toys account. Why not have a spot for an NXT challenger? So theoretically, Rhea Ripley, kind of fits that bill.
Looking back on it, when was the last time she actually did bump? Because I don't think she bumped. She obviously didn't bump Monday.
Didn't bump Monday.
Was she even involved in a match in a week or two, or has she gone a while without bumping? Maybe it's been known that E said, let's hold on to the storyline until the week before, and then pull up Rhea Ripples.
I think she bumped last week. The report was they found out on Monday that she was pregnant, and that's why they ran the angle where early in the night she talked about being in the match on Sunday, and then when she was in a tag match, she was she was on the apron and then backed away and did the Charlotte, I'm pregnant, and just walked out. And oddly, like, the match just ended. Like, her tag team partner was still there. I don't know why the match ended, but it just I guess the news blew up the world enough that so Devin says, why do an open challenge? That would be cool as well. That's how Rhea could get into the spot.
That's how Eva Marie could get into the spot. You got to watch out with those open challenges.
That is how Eva Marie could get into the spot. So let's touch on this one, because I think I was going to ask about it, or I posed the question to the social media audience, because there's not a women's elimination chamber match on this card. What do you guys think about that? Obviously 2 men's elimination chamber matches. For me, I mean, do I wish there was one? Sure. But in the same time, I feel like the roads to WrestleMania, and I know, on the surface, everything's wide open because Bianca hasn't even picked her WrestleMania opponent yet. But I feel like the roads to WrestleMania seem pretty clear for the women's division. I feel like we're going Bianca and Sasha, and I feel like we're going to get Asuka and Charlotte, whether anybody wants it or not. So I just feel like those matches are kind of, so so if they're just going to throw a women's chamber match together to for what, I guess, would be the question. I guess you could have Sasha defend or Asuka defend, but is it a bummer that there's not one on there? Sure, but I also don't. Jesus Christ, man. I don't necessarily think you have to throw one together just to have one on the card, because I think that can do the women a bit of disservice as well. I mean, it comes back to bad booking, but anybody who
you'd hate to see one get thrown together for a championship on Raw. It wouldn't make any sense at all, would it?
No sense.
You'd hate to see it. I don't have a problem with no women in the match in an elimination chamber. In fact, there shouldn't be any women matches, because there's not a SmackDown women's, there's not a tag team women's. Just take all the women off, and they should just not wrestle anymore. We'll pretend it's in Saudi Arabia, and it'll be great.
Wow.
Wouldn't want to do anything hastily, though.
That's not what I was getting at.
Me either.
I mean, but your point was that they're like, is anyone thinking that McIntyre drops the belt?
I mean, spoiler alert, I actually have him dropping the belt on Sunday.
Okay, well, you're always wrong, so
that's true. That is true.
That's part of the charm of Jim's pro wrestling scorecards. It's just that he gets all the little points right, and then the finish.
Yeah, I get like a pinfall and the occasional, like, how many near falls was there?
So,
there was a ladder involved. 3 points.
They did break that table. By God,
that table broke itself. Thank you, table.
22 minutes long. So good.
I don't know why. Like, they've done it so many times now that it's just feels weird to not have the women's elimination chamber to me. Like, that's the only question I have is, if you're going to do it, why not have them? But, as you said, to do it now wouldn't make sense. Just to throw it together doesn't add up.
Could they do it now, though, with Asuka saying, look, I lost my competitor like Drew McIntyre. I want to just defend mine in the cell.
I mean, I guess you could.
Or the chamber. I'm sorry, not the cell.
And then with 3 out of 5 matches in a chamber, there's actually a reason to call the event Elimination Chamber. So it'd actually be one of the first times that the event title actually made sense.
There were 3 Hells in Cells, so why not 3 Elimination Chambers?
Yeah.
How many was there last year? Wasn't there a tag team one last year, right? With the Lucha Brothers or whatever and the Heavy Machinery.
Was that last? Yes, that was last year.
Last year?
Yeah, that was also like 4 days before the world shut down. That was in Philly on March the 8th.
There were fans there, right?
Yeah. There was fans there. It was March the 8th, and then it was by the end of that week, I think SmackDown was in the Performance Center, in an empty Performance Center, I believe, that Friday night. So it was like Elimination Chamber and Raw were normal, and then by the time we got to SmackDown on Friday, things were not normal. So,
I mean, to be fair, that last Elimination Chamber, there was neither men's singles title was defended on that pay-per-view. The US title was, the Intercontinental title was, the Raw tag titles and the SmackDown tag titles were, but the Universal and WWE were not.
Oh yeah, because your champions were Brock and Goldberg, right?
I'm not sure who the champions were.
Oh, I said it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was definitely Brock, but it was Goldberg, because it was supposed to be Goldberg versus Roman at Mania, and then it became Big Bill versus the Choo Choo Man.
Yeah.
Because Roman took the time off because of COVID. So yeah, so that's why there was no main titles, because Big Bill only works twice a year, and Brock worked part-time as well.
The Choo Choo Man, the Godfather.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Godfather won the WWE Universal title at WrestleMania last year. That's how long ago it was. Any other thoughts to no women's chamber match on this on the card before we actually dig into the matches themselves?
No, but before we do, real quick, last year's card, it's crazy to see how many people aren't active or even with the company anymore. The dark match was the Viking Raiders versus Hawkins and Ryder. Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak was the opening match. Oh, thanks. Yeah, Viking Raiders. I forgot. Andrade with Zelina Vega defeated Humberto Carrillo. Haven't heard from them in a while.
Getting the who the hell is this?
Oh, that's what he was getting.
I was just looking for that one.
The SmackDown Chamber match was the tag team match, but most of them are still around. Yeah, they're still around. Aleister Black and AJ Styles, the Street Profits, and Murphy and Rollins. And then, this is a big freaking card. The women's chamber match. And then, the Choo Choo Man was in a match there for the IC Championship when Zayn, Nakamura, and Cesaro collectively defeated the Choo Choo Man.
Okay.
Choo.
All right, let's get into them. We have the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre defending against AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, Kofi Kingston, and Sheamus. Sheamus will be the last entrant into the match. He won that on Monday. Kofi Kingston got in because The Miz said, "Why am I in this match? I have a Money in the Bank briefcase." As I already said, I actually have what, Ryan?
How stupid is that? Why wouldn't you want to be in that match?
Why would he need to be in that match?
Because you win the match, you get a championship shot, right?
Yeah, and then you still have the money.
No, and then you still have the briefcase.
This match is for the
it's for the title. All right, so you can win it.
Right, but why put your body through that when you can just cash in on the guy who just got fucking wrecked in the chamber?
All right, fair.
That was his point in the promo, was like, why am I going to put my body through this when 6 guys can beat the holy hell out of each other inside the chamber, and then I can just come cash in at the end when it's over?
Right, that's fair.
Which I don't expect him to cash in on Sunday. Obviously, that's been the running gimmick. Is he keeps saying he's going to cash in, he's going to cash in. I mean, obviously, eventually he will, but I don't know. I feel like they're going to put it on Sheamus to put it back on Drew. at Ryan's favorite pay-per-view, the first one on the new network, Fastlane.
Beep beep.
And then we'll get probably Edge versus Drew at Mania, I think. So I have it going to Sheamus. Ryan, who do you got?
I have Asuka entering this match and winning.
Good. I like that. Intern Mark.
I hate to say because he's one of my least favorite. I'd say my least favorite wrestler is Sheamus, but I can totally see Sheamus winning this match. I don't like it, and I'm sorry if that upsets anybody.
It's all right. We'll let it slide this time. Matt.
I think Drew McIntyre just retains. I will quit this show if Sheamus wins.
Uh-oh. Tim.
Boy. I'm going scary snake man here, Randy Orton.
Okay. Now, do you see him holding? Are we going to get Edge versus Randy Orton version
No.
73 at Mania, or?
Because the Fiend's coming back, man.
That's true. He did do some. We had Satan's Alexa on Monday.
Millions of Alexas. She is the WWE universe.
That answers the question.
Why am I coming?
All right, then we go to the triple threat match for the United States title. We have
Bob
Lashley defending against Keith Lee and Riddle. Now there is some question as to whether or not Keith Lee will be available for this match. He was not at Raw this past Monday. I haven't seen anything that says injury or COVID. Now we know Mia Yim, or should I say Reckoning, had tested positive for COVID, so we don't know if but Keith Lee was at Raw last week but was not there this week, so not sure of his status. Regardless, I have retaining the United States title. Tim, go ahead.
Well, how can I top anything after that death curdle in my ears? Both of them. I'm going Bob Lashley here.
Bobby!
Matt?
You know, if we're going to get the epic WrestleMania match that is Bob Lashley versus Damian Priest, we can't have Bob drop the title before then. So by God, Bob is holding on.
Bobby!
Intern Mark.
I gotta go with Bobby.
Bobby!
Ryan.
I originally wrote down Riddle, but I'm going to change my answer to Lashley.
Bob
All right.
So I get the shitty one. Then now, fuck it, Matt Riddle.
Bobby
All right, back to Bob. Yeah, Bob Lashley.
All right. Then we go to the
Although weren't two of these three guys in the PWG Jushin Liger thumb butt train? Because I know Riddle was. I'm pretty sure Keith Lee was.
You might be right.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to look it up. But that's where we are in the WWE, folks.
Jim Cornette's favorite match of all time, by the way.
Solid match. I'm fairly certain Keith Lee and Matt Riddle were both in there.
All right, I think Tim's looking it up. We'll continue. We'll get the answer to this burning question. Devin had Drew McIntyre winning in that Elimination Chamber, and he also has
Bob
winning, retaining the U.S. title here. Elimination Chamber match for a Universal Championship match later that night. We have Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, King Corbin, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Daniel Bryan in the matchup. I have Jey Uso winning. Somehow Daniel Bryan is going to get screwed, and Jey Uso is going to win this match. I don't know how you screw somebody in a chamber, but they'll figure out a way to do it. Jey Uso is going to win this match and go on to face Roman later in the night. Ryan, we'll go to you.
Yeah. What was the question? I fucking wasn't listening.
The SmackDown Elimination Chamber, Jey Uso.
Kevin Cesaro.
Okay, thank you. Mark, intern Mark.
Cesaro was my pick as well. Hi, boys.
Matt.
Yes, I also have Cesaro, but I do look forward, Jim, if yours comes true, of seeing Jimmy right down with that towel.
Come on, Tim.
I am gonna go Cesaro here. Actually, no. Daniel Bryan. Going Daniel Bryan.
All right. RSGP Toys has Cesaro winning here.
Also, I have a list of everyone in this train.
Yes.
So it is.
I think they're all signed, right?
Oh, it's a who's who. So
it's wild.
It's Jushin Liger's butthole. Then it's Tomato Champs, so Tommaso Ciampa. And then in him is Aleister Black.
Tomato Chips.
In him is Sami Callihan.
Who?
In him is what was his name? What was his
Solomon Crow.
Solomon Crow. Thank you.
Got it.
Inside him is Cedric Alexander.
Okay, I know him.
Inside him is Riddle. Inside him is Jeff Cobb.
Who
the hell is this?
Inside him is Brian Kendrick.
That's the guy, Jim, that was training
Eva Marie. Yes, of course.
He was getting better.
Inside him is Chucky T, Chuck Taylor.
I have no idea who that is.
And then there's somebody on the end who looks like Pete Dunne.
I was definitely thinking Jeff Cobb as okay.
And then Jushin Liger literally walks them around the ring, and then ass tosses them like a hip toss, but like with his posterior, and that's why Jushin Liger is a WWE Hall of Famer. That spot right there.
That solidified it.
Nailed it.
Saw that and was like,
"Oh, that's good shit."
All right.
Vascular.
Then we go to the singles match for the Universal Championship. Roman Reigns defending against your winner of the SmackDown Elimination Chamber match. This is where I have, and I don't know if you guys can read it or not in my on my little board behind me. I've had the little spoiler the whole time in a finger poke of doom type finish where Jey Uso will lay down for the head of the table. It'll be Roman Reigns retaining. Tim.
Throw the towel in on himself.
There we go. I like that. There we go. So it won't be full finger poke of doom, but it'll be to that level of finish. Tim.
The Uwa Man retains. It's got to get us to WrestleMania versus whoever.
Matt.
Yes, I have Reigns retaining against Cesaro.
How about you, intern Mark?
I'm going to go with Reigns is going to retain regardless of who he's facing.
And Ryan.
Yep, make it a clean slate for Roman Reigns.
Very good. Devin had Daniel Bryan winning the Elimination Chamber and Reigns winning here to retain the title. So that, of course, this Sunday night, I'm sure at some point there'll be maybe a match or two added, whether it's tomorrow night on SmackDown or Sunday on the kickoff show or what have you. I'd be surprised if we only go with 4 matches or see what they do with the fifth one with the Raw Women's title. So before we get to the news and rumors, there was 2 bits of kind of a dust up with WWE corporate over the last week since we were last on the air. So it was late last week. WWE, we'll start with this one, reportedly informed their staff. Now, this is not wrestlers. This is like office staff and things like that. that they would not be receiving bonuses and raises that many thought they would be expecting. Reportedly, one of the primary reasons for this decision was because in the Q4, in the Q4 earnings report, the profits were not as high as expected, and the stock took a hit. So the company, there were no bonuses or raises issued. Any thoughts to this one? I mean,
it really serves the employees that had no saying on what the company would do in the stock market right to perform the way they were performing.
Okay.
Didn't they just get $5 billion from NBC?
Right.
I mean, I can see why they had to cut back on pay increases and bonuses. It sounds like something my employer would do.
It's ridiculous.
I think what another part, I don't know if you mentioned this in what you said, but also the third party deal.
Well, that's the second half of this.
Okay. Yeah, the second half is even shystier than the first half.
Yeah, I mean it's shitty.
And these are employees, though. These are actual employees.
Right. These are like your.
These aren't like independent contractors.
No, these are
employed
like
folks.
Powers. These are like
Can
right.
I remind you guys that this is 3 Count Thursday, and I feel like a lot of you.
Jim's struggling right now.
Very anti WWE, and it's a path that I don't think you want to go down because we'll all get muted.
I
you
will
can see
happily
behind Jim, the blue is fading away, and it's just becoming increasingly red as we talk the way we talk right now. There we go.
Jim
does
man,
not like this.
He's mad.
And Mark, I think the important thing to remember is they're basing this decision on a subpar Q4, where that $5 billion or whatever came in Q1. Nothing we can do about it.
Right.
It's actually they made $200 million this year from Peacock, $200 million this year from Fox, and $200 million from NBC Universal. So
that's probably not enough.
600,000 a year, not including advertising.
You said 1,000. I think you mean million.
Oh, that's right, million. Vince
right, let's add 3 more sets of zeros.
Vince is done making $1,000 deals.
Right. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's extremely shitty. Like, there's no other way to describe it. Like, it's shitty, but it's
there's the butt.
This isn't a defense of WWE. This is how like corporate America works, right? Like, if any company, regardless of how much profit and how much money they're making, if they have a bad quarter, if they have a bad Q4, bad Q1, whenever people generally get raises, if it's not where they expect it to be, guess who's going to get the brunt of where they expected it to be? The everyday Joe that goes to work and punches in from 9 to 5. Like, it's not okay, but that's how it fucking works, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's how big business works.
Pay increases are earned, not given. They're like merit increases or like whatever. Also, you don't know necessarily like if they may be talking about like end of year bonuses as opposed to like actual pay raises.
Like, I saw something today that they're getting like some sort of stock something, I believe.
Like a
stock. Hey guys, the stocks didn't do so hot last year. Here's some stocks.
Like, like Tim, can you look at that quick?
Oh,
like,
thanks WWE. Can I get more stock?
Again, it's not. Again,
after the deals all went through, when the stocks went up, now you get it when it's probably going to plateau.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, I'm not denying that it's shitty. This is corporate America to a degree, and again, when the minute WWE went went, you know, when it became public, that's when everything changed as well, because you're answering to shareholders and shit too, right? So when
but the people that sit at desks and does the paper pushing and does your everyday run of the mill jobs, they're not answering to shareholders. The people above them answer to shareholders. That's their fucking job.
So when
if my job at Titan Towers is to fucking mop the floors, and I mop the floors to the best of my abilities, and I don't get a cost of living raise after a fucking year of work, after they signed a whatever contract they signed with the cock, I'm going to GameStop.
Right. I mean, most raises are performance based as opposed to how the company's doing. It's individual performance. So I understand what you're saying here, but a lot of the time when you're going for your annual raise, it's not going to be, hey, you killed it this year, man. But since we as a company didn't kill it, you're staying where you are. Like that's an easy way to lose employees.
And I mean, WWE turns over employees all the time.
What I've seen happen in corporate jobs is, hey, we didn't do great. Last year was like 4 or 5%. Here's 3%. But no, we did sign this big thing with Peacock. And next year we should be turning a corner.
And here's
coming out of a pandemic again. Maybe it's a pandemic driven thing. And I understand.
Here's a comment. RSGP Toys says, "Tough to judge. We don't know operating costs, planning for sustaining for the near future, because we don't know when things are going to resume as normal too. So
fair.
that could play a decision into it. Again, not saying it's okay."
If I'm, pencil pusher WWE and they're saying, hey, Matt, you're not getting your raise or your bonus or whatever this year, and I know for a fact that they just blew big money to get Bill Goldberg to come back to do one jackhammer and take a couple kicks, I'm going to be pretty pissed.
Sure. And then,
I'm assuming those are very different buckets of money, though.
They are. Like
very different.
Right. And
but it's still coming from a collective pool.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes and no. Like, also, no offense, but no one working in Titan Tower or who is a full-time employee of WWE is having merchandise made after them and is making money on their name like Goldberg. Like, there's Goldberg is just as much a cash cow as he is a burden to the company in as far as like
I heard cow and burden.
Like, do we know how much merch sales Goldberg is bringing back? I mean, they make enough shirts. I would believe it. There's like 17 of them on the site. Like, how many of those are counterproducing the cost of what Bill Goldberg requires to come back for his appearances?
I don't think. Let's say it was Pepsi. If Pepsi's not getting raises this year, I don't think their employees are pissed because everybody watched the Pepsi halftime show and Pepsi spent money to advertise there. I lump that in with your Goldberg like analogy. I think there's so different buckets of finances. I get what you're saying, and I get what Jim's saying. I'm not trying to be argumentative.
And to Nick here in the comments, I'm not defending the WWE. Like let's be clear on that. Like, I'm not defending them. I'm just saying this is not how corporate America works. Like, it's not a defense of WWE.
And I don't want people
to think it's shitty business practice. But is this not how corporate America works?
Again, I don't
have all the answers. But
Johnny Pencil Pusher and guy that makes elevator run. Did I freeze?
Yeah.
No, Jim did.
Jim froze. That's cool.
I'm back.
He's back. Answers to the shareholders. I think Vince McMahon and the COOs. Those are the folks that ultimately have to answer to like stock performance.
CFOs. Financial guy.
Right. Those guys have to ultimately answer. And if it's a product thing, then the writers have to answer to those people to answer to but like your run of the mill folks that you're every day putting stamps on letters, shaking babies, kissing hands. Those people, I don't think necessarily directly answer to any shareholder.
They do though, because
it's the company.
Like, at the end of the day, they do answer, and like I see where Nick is in the chat, and as a shout out to everyone who catches us not live on Facebook and catches us via podcast. We're live every Thursday, 8 p.m. on Facebook.com/3Count Thursday. You can join the conversation live with us. We encourage you to do so. But like, the Q4 is down, which kind of leads to being indicative of what Q1 might do. And even though they may have had a record-breaking year, you don't know if they skewed their numbers, if they cook the like.
Isn't part of the reason they had a record-breaking year because of the fact that you didn't do live events for 10 months and stuff like that? So
furloughs, and also you don't know if they adjusted what. You don't know. A lot of companies, when the pandemic hit, readjusted their projections for 2020 or for 2020. So it could be a record-breaking year based on the new projections, but how is that based on the current projection, which could be a loss? Like, I'm not trying to excuse it, but there's a lot of reasons, and the people who are in the part of the executive team of WWE is a lot smarter than me. And
like
is it shitty? Is it shitty? Yes. It's a raw deal. Like,
it's also bad press at this point. So I mean, you have to take that into account, and they should have known that going in, because bad press will also impact shareholders to an extent.
I mean, all of us are employed. How would you like to hear, hey, we had a record-breaking year, but we readjusted our sales goals and our performance at your sake?
They readjust regardless of that. It's not at the sake of anything else.
I mean, financially, it's at the sake of the folks today that are not going to be getting bonuses and raises.
But it's temporary. Like, it's not a permanent freeze. Like,
sure,
everyone's job is at a job freeze.
I mean,
like,
I
if
fuck
somebody
around
gets
on
fired,
this show all the time. I
Right.
don't think I've been this serious very much.
Right.
You don't fuck with my money. You just don't work too hard.
Again, I don't think anybody is denying that it's shitty.
I'm not saying they are.
Right. You know what I
I'm
mean?
just not giving them a pass for it either.
No,
I'm not saying you are,
Right.
Jim. Nick thinks you are, and maybe.
Of course he does. Because
of course Nick does.
Because giving reasons as to why it's happening isn't the same thing as defending it.
That's
like,
fair.
I'm calm enough to understand why it's happening.
Jim, if you hadn't taken away his top fan badge, he's probably not this upset.
I heard you took that away. That was really shitty of you, Jim.
Is they're also probably looking at the fact that 2021, in terms of getting back to normal, is probably mostly a loss anyway. We're at the end of February. If you're going to sit here and tell me, besides WrestleMania, the reports have already been that they don't plan on live events until at the earliest, I think, around SummerSlam time. That's a lot of money lost still compared to what they thought they were going to be.
You just said they were losing money doing live events.
But is
not
it also
necessarily money lost? But it's a different structure to where they were going to be if they were normal.
I mean, but isn't that loss mitigated with the $200 million that they're making on Peacock? Like, they're losing the house money, but they're getting the distribution money from Peacock. Like, they're changing their focus on how they, like, the business of wrestling is changing before our eyes, where the way to make money is not by going and having a brick and mortar building full of people purchasing things. It's creating live content with 0 people in attendance and selling it to the highest bidder, which just happens to be WWE's like longest tenured partner of their existence. Like the NBC deal, like people don't necessarily remember, but there was a brief point in time when Raw was not on the USA Network and it was on TNN.
And then which turned into Spike.
And it was detrimental to their partnership until they came back. And then from there, I remember when they first came back to NBC Universal, when they came back to the USA Network, it's like Raw comes home, ba 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 ba, and like it's crazy to think that. So part of the Peacock deal might be like a good brother, like you guys have stuff, we have a platform we want to show, considering that also, and CBS is launching Paramount Plus around the same time that the WWE deal is going through for Peacock, and Paramount Plus is going to have so much Viacom stuff on it. It's the CBS All Access app is turning into Paramount Plus.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and Paramount Plus is going to be more. So it's now like the cable.
NBC had to add something to compete with Paramount. Yep.
They added The Office, and The Office is huge. I mean, it was the #1 most streamed show in the entire year of 2020. And
was
then,
it really?
Like over 5 million or 500 million hours of The Office was watched.
Crazy.
I would assume a lot of people did what I have tended to do through this time is I've had a hard time getting into new shows at this time because
it's
like
people go into comfort.
It's the overload of everything.
All right, that's fair.
So I have gone back. I have watched a lot of stuff that I have already watched through.
Yeah.
Like I've tried. Like I watched the first 2 episodes. I did finish Glow during the pandemic. And unfortunately, obviously, we know that's just done. But like I watched like the first 2 episodes of The Mandalorian. I like it, but like I've struggled to like keep watching it. And there's been other things that have been recommended to me, and I struggle because like I can't like focus and like take in new stuff right now. So like I've gone back and like my wife and I watched through Step by Step. We're currently watching through Family Matters. Like I've watched through things that I have already watched through, and I think that's happening with a lot of people. Like so,
that's
I think
fair. That's a great call
with The Office. But like, and so hopefully, you know, because of those adjustments, and hopefully because of the deal with NBC and the Peacock deal, that you know, 12 months from now we're talking about the fact that like, hey, okay, you know, shitty practice last year, but hey, everybody got the, you know, people got their raises and bonuses and whatnot next year because you had a all shitload of Peacock money.
Right. And like that's what it needs to be set. Like, is it a shitty deal now? Yeah, it's a pretty raw deal. But also, I don't think it's permanent. I think that it's the course will correct. And I mean, it makes news. This makes news because of the furloughing earlier in 2020. Right. And it's just I think if you don't furlough, this has a less of a wake than anything else, because
really kept talent on, and
the furloughing is a way to save money. And then the news of the stockpile that they didn't dip into, plus the news about the XFL actually being money that came out of the WWE account and not necessarily Vince McMahon's account. Like all of that happened at the same time in 2020, plus the pandemic.
Which was 47 months ago, by the way. All of that stuff happened. 47
It
months
must have
ago.
been, because like
here's the deal, like a bonus is one thing, a raise is something that like tenured people build off of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you hear a 50-cent raise, you think that's nothing, you know, but that's $20 a week, 52
You do the math on it, it's actually
$1,040 a year. And then you build on that next year. It's another, you know what I mean? Like, and it's tough to miss that
right
in a given year. A bonus, whatever, a $500 bonus whatever.
Because it's going to get taxed 50% anyways, and you're
Right.
not netting.
If you make $300, whatever.
Yeah.
But $1,040 this year, and then next year I'm gonna miss that because I never got it. It's just you don't grow from that, and it's tough.
Again, I feel like most people have probably been there in that situation, and then everybody has a decision where they go, am I committed to this place? Am I committed to this place? And with that knowledge that year to year, I don't know if I'm going to make more. How committed I am to this place and what I do. So again, it's not a justification. It's not a giving them a pass. It's how the world works. And if you go around to a lot of places right now, I feel like this is something that is happening across the board. Obviously, we're keyed into it because WWE. Now, the second part to this situation.
This is crap.
Late last week, new report came out. WWE was looking to hand out violations for talent referencing third-party platforms on their Twitter and Instagram under the previously discussed social media policy. In an update provided to Wrestling Observer Online, WWE clarified that these posts would not be punishable offenses unless a talent was making money from promoting whatever the third party in question was. This is also not a new policy, as it is part of the one that was already in place, which we discussed with things like the Twitch and Cameo and stuff like that, just extended now through, I guess, Twitter and Instagram. So again, I revisit kind of thoughts from before when the Twitch, the Cameo thing came up. And I honestly thought that this was all tied into it initially, because one of the first reports on it had something to do, I had read, with Lana with a energy drink. I think it was like an energy drink was one of the reports very early on, because WWE has a deal with Mountain Dew with their whatever the hell their energy drink is. And I was like, and the report was that there was a conflict of interest there. So I thought this was all part of that from the beginning. Very similar to the other thing, and probably even a little bit dirtier, because right now talent's making less money because there's not as many live shows, and there's not as many spots on the cards anymore. But again, not a justification, but it's something that a business can do when you sign on with the WWE. And I think that was kind of my stance before, is it's shitty. It's not okay. But, similar to the Twitch and Cameo thing, isn't WWE right, wrong, or indifferent? And wrong. Flexing the muscle that they can flex.
So apparently this is all based on the character names. There's a quote from to Almost Bad Place Hall of Famer Ryan Satin, a statement from the company. Much like Disney and Warner Brothers, WWE creates, promotes, and invests in an intellectual property, i.e. the stage names of performers like The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, blah, 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 blah. It is the control and exploitation of these characters that allows WWE to drive revenue, which in turn enables the company to compensate performers at the highest levels in the sports entertainment industry. Notwithstanding the contractual language, it is imperative for the success of our company to protect our greatest assets and establish partnerships with third parties on a company-wide basis rather than at the individual level, which as a result will provide more value for all involved. Meaning WWE wants a cut of everything, and they want to include the partnership deals into their contractual language. Meltzer reported that WWE would allow talent to continue to use YouTube and Twitch if they use their real names. But this is just, it's shiesty, man. It's like they're cherry picking. They want a little bit of everything.
Yeah. The one that popped out in my head, and it's not even played by these rules. He was in Impact, was Ethan Page. I think changed his Twitter to like Ethan Page, portrayed by Julian.
Yeah, played by Julian.
Or
yeah.
played by Julian. Like it's crazy to think that. And I think people bitch and moan that like kayfabe's dead, and then the WWE goes out and says like, and again, I get it, it's 2021. That like go ahead and you can promote shit under your real name, but everybody knows you as something else. Yeah, it is what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's just, they're forcing the hand to, to not be Sasha Banks online, but to be Mercedes.
Right. But again, like for people like Sasha, I think Sasha is more likely. It's not the big players that are hurt by this. Like to quote Nick in the chat, Lana and Mandy Rose made huge money on sponsorship deals on their own social medias. They're not big fish in the WWE pond.
No.
It's the the low to mid guys that are going to try to find these deals to make money, because your Sasha's going to get the big money. Roman's going to get the big money.
I mean, the only reason Lana and Mandy found those, though, is through the WWE. I mean, it's a double-edged sword.
Well, Mandy was a fitness model before she was in WWE.
I'm willing to bet that doesn't pay as good as a WWE superstar.
She had a brand, though.
Yeah, and Lana
sure.
was an actress. So like,
right. CJ with the legs or whatever she went by.
Yeah. But either way, like it's tough either way. Like it's a raw. It's just, it goes back to that independent contractor language.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Which is, has been at the forefront of these issues for, longer than this year, but, especially in light of things that have happened in 2020, now carrying into 2021.
How do you fix this? Like, does it ever get, or is it just, if you want to
not
work
going to.
for the WWE, you deal with the bullshit, or go work for Impact, where you can have your Twitch channel and wrestle in front of a fifth of the audience that we wrestle in front of on a weekly basis.
A fifth is generous.
That is generous.
Yeah,
I felt bad.
I mean, I think it all just kind of depends. I mean, I don't think the Trinidad's going to be the only person that leaves because they can make, not, I would say more, but I don't, again, know what she's making through her streams versus what her contract was paying her with WWE. So I don't think it ever gets fixed. I think it's just going to be, this is what happens. If you don't like it, there's the door.
I think she can make more through streaming and Impact, or streaming and AEW.
Sure.
I think you combine them, she makes more.
Yeah, I mean, and people make a ton of money through Cameo. So, I mean, it is possible. Like the actors from The Office are apparently killing it.
Oh, and especially this year, like, I like the Cameo thing, I think, has exploded because, people will, whether, even if it's, a relatively cheap one,
we should do a Cameo.
people
charge like
will,
$3.
Tell you what, subscribe to our Patreon and we'll send out, greeting videos to people that you want to. Patreon.com.
Hey Taylor, this is Ryan from 3 Count Thursday. I heard it's your birthday.
But even
and I'm a sausage guy.
But even
because people have been trying to do things to cheer up friends, co-workers that are laid off, whatever.
And also companies are using Cameo because they're paying for an ad read.
Yep.
Ah.
Yeah. So anyone can buy them, and then it's like there's a game, there's like there's a mobile game for like solitaire where you can make real money, but the ad is all of these celebrities off Cameo, like Cedric the Entertainer and bunch of like 6 different guys off Cameo reading the same script, but they're just cutting them in and like make real money playing games on your phone. Blah, blah, blah.
And a $200 Cameo is much cheaper than an hour with any celebrity through like an agent.
Yeah.
Brilliant. It really is good.
I if I didn't say this, when the Twitch and Cameo thing came up before, I feel like I might, but like everybody's situation is different. So, Thea Trinidad says, you know what? I'm sticking to my guns. I'm going to go stream. I want my release. I want out. There's other people that are going to go, because I think AJ Styles kind of addressed it on like one of his last streams on Twitch and was like, look, I don't know what's going to happen to the channel. I love doing this, but, for right now, this is what it is. Obviously, and AJ Styles, I don't know what his contract versus Thea Trinidad's is, but I feel like AJ Styles is probably making a bit more money than Zelina Vega from the WWE. So like there's always a balance there. And it goes back to a similar thing, to the previous thing is like when something shitty happens, you have to self-evaluate and you have to, between yourself and if you have a family or a spouse or whatever, you have to evaluate your situation and go, all right, I'm going to gamble on myself and I'm going to walk away from this. I'm going to ask for my release. Or you go, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just delete the channel and I'll just keep collecting my WWE money. And that's what's going to happen. Like it sucks. It's crappy. It absolutely is, especially right now. Like when people are connecting to an audience, connecting to a fan base, whatever, through these platforms. And obviously this is a little bit different because it's a sponsorship thing. And I go back to this one too, like WWE, they answered to their ad sponsors and stuff like this. So like if and I'll go back to the Lana and the energy drink thing. Like if Lana's, promoting this, CJ Perry's promoting this on her page, and then Lana's out promoting the Mountain Dew Kickstart or whatever, and Mountain Dew goes, why is she out here promoting a different energy drink when you have her promoting ours on it can create an issue with advertisers. And then what if one advertiser pulls out, and then somebody's like, well, why did Mountain Dew pull out from the WWE? And I'm not saying that those things can happen, but that's from where a company standpoint, the WWE is going, we have to protect ourselves and the people that give us money for these products and these things. And they have to weigh that versus, Mandy Rose and Lana plugging whatever they're plugging on Instagram.
I get what you're saying, but I would imagine if WWE went to the marketing execs at Mountain Dew and were like, hey, Lana's going to be in your commercial, they'd be like, what the fuck? Who?
Who the hell is this?
Exactly.
It's and that was just one example because she was the
level. No, I get it. I get what you're saying, but those lower mid carders, I think too, like aren't going to be featured in those commercials anyway, so they're not going to get those checks.
But how quickly does that lower mid, like Lana's been one of the most featured players in the women's division for the past handful of weeks, whether you like it or not. She has been. So, how quick
I'm the girl that gets thrown through a table each week. Mountain Dew.
But like, how quickly can mid-carder and turn into something bigger than that? So it's
so quick.
I mean, it can.
I mean, it typically happens because WWE is making that happen. Like, there's very few mid-carders.
Right. It doesn't. Right.
Just catapulted through their own merit. Like New Day is pretty much it. Maybe Daniel Bryan.
Right, but it can happen. So again, it's a shitty situation. Not defending, but it's unfortunately the nature of the thing.
I'm not sure if Nick is still listening, but Nick, let me.
He hasn't commented anything with 7 exclamation points.
Well, if he is, let me translate and just kind of compact this for you. Mark, Matt, Tim, and Ryan understands and is sympathetic. Jim says, "Fuck it, get over it, and move on."
Yeah, suck it up and move on, Nick.
You
All
can
right,
you can do with whatever you want. Thumbs up that. Put a GIF in the comments. You'll be fine.
Like, it's very easy, Jim, for you to not even have the but. You could have just said, this is a shitty situation for everyone involved. But
okay. All right, let's move on to the news and rumors, and then we'll get out of here because we're already past the 2-hour mark. There's been reports several WWE signings to the Performance Center. Blake Christian, Taya Valkyrie, which we reported on the other day. Harlem Bravado and Eli Drake. Of course, Ryan, we talked about the new name, L.A. Knight. Also, former Notre Dame offensive lineman Parker Boudreaux has reportedly signed with the WWE developmental.
Oh, he's a Notre Dame guy
as well. Yeah, former Notre Dame lineman.
Dumb.
What a jackass.
Transfer to UCF.
That's
Right.
yeah.
Oh, that's fair. That's fine then.
So so you're good with him now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm fine with him now. You tweeted something about him because he was a Notre Dame guy. You were probably sucking on his balls, and he followed us on the on Twitter. I saw. So thanks for that, Jim.
Why am I coming?
Oh,
not
Jim's
me.
down there. That's
not
it. I
not
got
me.
it.
No, not me.
Literally
Not this one.
Back.
That's the guy everybody's calling like Baby Brock, right?
Right.
Or Baby Braun.
Yeah, has a similar look to it, to himself. But yeah,
no relation to Scarlett Bordeaux.
Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of.
Possible.
I haven't seen his behind yet, so
Right.
jury's out.
Well, yeah, we'll wait to see that one. According to Wrestling Observer, Okada will be appearing on AEW and or Impact as part of the Forbidden Door crossover. No details given on how or when he could be used. Yes,
Tim in the back.
Did you guys see that Tony Khan is referring to himself as the Forbidden Door?
Oh,
in the latest, we
wouldn't have heard this then.
In the latest Impact, AEW Impact commercial, Tony Khan says, "I am the Forbidden Door."
God damn it!
So the Forbidden Door is a gimmick for Tony Khan. You know, the guy who wasn't going to have a gimmick. Got it.
Right. Well, I mean, they were also not going to be sports entertainment, but things change.
Yeah, that was 2 fucking years ago.
All right, and then finally, MVP suffered knee injury during a 6-man tag between the Hurt Business, Riddle, and the Lucha House Party on Raw this past Monday. There were reports that he was headed to Birmingham for an evaluation of the injury. He tweeted, "Someone told me the dirt sheets are reporting I went to Alabama to see surgeons. You guys should stop reading what those idiots report. They're always wrong." He did get an MRI, but no official update on his condition as of right now. But he was definitely no pun intended hurting on Monday night. I know it's late. It's late. We're closing up shop. But we will see about the status of MVP.
And who was he wrestling? Seth Rollins? When? What?
Oh no, Seth is on SmackDown, Ryan. Seth is on SmackDown.
I didn't know that.
I'm sure you didn't. All right, let's close it up. Tim, you got anything to plug?
Oh, you know I do. I always have stuff to plug. At Not the Tool Man across all platforms: Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat if you care, TikTok. Send me TikTokies. I love them. It's Not the Tool Man there too. If you enjoy hearing my voice and some of my not so great takes, I have more takes on 2 other podcasts. Final Wrestling Place, at Final Place Pod on Twitter, SoundCloud.com/Final Wrestling Place, and wherever else you get your podcasts. We cover the world of professional wrestling in a different light, assigning arbitrary red points and green points, and putting your favorite wrestlers, events, things in either the good place or the bad place. Last week, we did Raven, which was a very fun episode, and I realized that I knew more about Raven than I thought I did.
I enjoyed it. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it because I'm not much of a Raven dude.
And it kind of made me really want to jump into watching Raven stuff from ECW. Just we did kind of have an assist, but and this week we're covering Hulk Hogan. Gonna put him in his final wrestling place. And of course, the season finale is going to be Vince McMahon himself. So good 2 episodes to close out season 15. But also we do a live, we being Marcus and I, the hosts of Final Wrestling Place, do a podcast called Viewer's Choice. It's pretty much a live reaction to the latest live event for the WWE, NXT, or AEW. We just released our TakeOver Vengeance Day review, and coming this Monday at midnight, we will also have our WWE Elimination Chamber review, but our reviews are also very different as well, where we take a pay-per-view and we put it on trial. One of us is the plaintiff, one of us is the defendant, and we determine whether or not it is guilty of being a bad pay-per-view. So check us out at VC on North-South, northsouthconnection.podbean.com for that, and also wherever else you get your podcast as well. Thank you so much.
Matt, anything to plug? Woman of the Week.
Yes. Sorry. Woman of the Week. Wow, you really threw me there because her name is escaping me. There we go. Lil McIzzy. So give her a follow on Instagram. It's at 3 Count Thursday. We are doing one every week, 4 posts for each woman we feature. So give them a like. 1 like counts as 1 vote towards their Woman of the Year standing. At the end of the year, we name a top 3. We make donations to charity. It's all in good fun, supporting women's wrestling. You can find me on Twitter. It's at 3CT, the letter A, Philly, as in Philadelphia, the number 8. You can listen to me on Wednesdays. I am on the Whiz Wit podcast, which is all things Philly sports. Myself and Ant discuss what's going on in the city of Philadelphia with their fandoms, and you can follow that at Whiz Wit Pod on Twitter.
All right, intern Mark, got anything?
Well, let me think here. I hope everybody had a great False Knot Day. Rihanna's birthday is Saturday, and if anybody wants to wish her well wishes, I'm sure she'd appreciate that. If anybody knows how to get the smell of false knots out of a vehicle, I'm asking for a friend. Will you please let me know? And I'll pass it on to him.
All right, yeah.
I think
please at 3 Count Intern on Twitter. Ryan, got anything?
Did you just cut Mark off? You just
no, I didn't
shut
do
the feed
that.
down on him.
My battery's dying.
The false knots were enough. Jet said push Jim right over the limit, and he's had enough tonight.
Ryan.
No, you can if you want, you can follow me. I think it's on this side of my screen right here of on the Twitters. I don't tweet much anymore. Again, the political shit died down a little bit, and I'm feeling less angry on Twitter, which is great.
Now,
what else is there? There's really not much. You gotta not have me go behind Tim and Matt, who both do a lot of shit apparently, because I feel like a loser to wrap up the show because I don't have a lot of shit to say. So
all right, I'll try to go to you first.
I sat here the whole time trying to think of fun shit that I to say, and I just work and I do this and I watch TV and I do DDP yoga now, and that's it. That's it. So
good. Keep doing that.
Go team, right?
Keep doing that. Is there what's the latest workout? Are you still on
Energy was the first one. You do that for 3 weeks, and they start putting on fat burner, and that kicks your fat ass real quick.
Good. We'll keep it up.
Yeah. So that's the 2 that I'm rotating through right now, but it's a great program. If you've not checked it out, ddpyoga.com. I'm not making any money from this, so it doesn't matter. Jim.
All right. Well, I'm proud of you. You can follow me at Big Jim Sports. But make sure you're following the show at 3 Count Thursday, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Go to 3countthursday.com. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, all podcast platforms. Give us a rate and review on Apple Podcasts if you're subscribed there. Check out our merchandise. We got 3 great designs, possibly more to come here in the coming weeks. So please check that out, whatamaneuver.net. And until next week, guys, stay safe, stay smart, and go for the pin. Recount Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?